In this example, we need to write a program to input the cost of 6 items purchased from a store. So I'm going to make use of a loop to input one item, and then the loop will execute 6 times, allowing me to get the cost of 6 items. So once I've input the 6 items, find and output the number of items that are above 50 Rand. So let's look at an example. Let's assume the first item I purchased was 30 Rands. So is this above 50 Rand? No, it's not. The second item I purchased was 70 Rands. Is this above 50? Yes. So that is 1. The third item I purchased is 40 Rands. Is that above 50? No. Then I purchase an item for 100 Rand. Is that above 50? Yes. How many do I have now? That's my second one. Then I purchase an item for 75 Rands. Is that above 50? Yes. So now I've got 3 items. How many do I have in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more. They wanted 6 items. And then the last item I purchased was for 20 Rands. Is that above? No. So write a program to input the cost of 6 items. So there you see, I've input my 6 items. Find and output the number of items that are above 50. How many items that are above 50? And each time you find an item above 50, I'm counting it. 1, 2, 3. So I need a counter, which will be an accumulator, to tell me how many of the items are above 50. So let's look at how you would write this program in Python. So the first thing to do is to get the 6 items. So let's make use of a for loop for x in range 1, 7, stops 1 less than that. And let's get the cost. It's equal to float. And we're going to say input, enter, cost of the item. So this is the item that I've just purchased. And I need to know if this item is above 50. So I'm going to use an if check. There's nothing stopping me from using a check inside of a for loop. All that it means is as the loop executes, checking is taking place. If the cost that I just that was input is greater than 50 Rands, don't put the R sign, we don't use units. So is it greater than 50? What do you want to do if it's greater than 50? Remember, when it was greater than 50, I needed 1. Greater than 50, 2. Greater than 50, 3. So I need a counter. So count equals count, remember that's an accumulator, plus 1. So it's just going to accumulate by 1 each time the code executes. So the first time around, so there's my for loop. The first value x takes on is 1. I input the first cost. Let's assume it's 30 Rands. Is 30 greater than 50? No, it's not. Therefore, I don't come inside of the if. I come out of the for loop and I repeat and I go back up and x becomes 2. I get the second cost. Let's assume the second cost is 70. Let's say it's 70. Is 70 greater than 50? That's true. Because it's true, count equals count. Remember, that's an accumulator. So you need to set count to 0 the first time around. So 0 plus 1, count now has the value 1. Go back up, x equals 3. Get the third cost. The third cost is 40. Is 40 greater than 50? No. Do not go inside and accumulate because you only execute the statement when the condition is true. Here the condition is false. So I go back up, X becomes 4. I input the fourth item, one which is now 100, and is 100 greater than 50? True. Count equals count, which is 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So count now has the value 2. That goes up. This continues to execute and 6 times, each time checking. And when it is greater than 50, it accumulates. When it comes out, print number. Let's put a message, number of items above 50 Rand. That's all part of my message. And let's display, after converting to a string, count, because count tells us this information that we want. So let's give this a try now in our compiler, our Python compiler. Let's run the program and determine what output we get. Enter the cost of the first item. So let's enter 10. The second item, 100. The third item, 40. The fourth item, 70. The fifth item, 90. And the last item, let's enter 30. So the number of items above 50 Rand is 3. And that's because it picked up 90, which was 1, 70 is 2, and 100 is 3 items that were above 50. The for loop allowed me to execute and input a cost 6 times. And for each cost, we checked to see if it was greater than 50. And if it was, we then accumulated it. And when that loop finished executing 6 times, then we displayed the number of items above 50, and we displayed count, which would tell us how many items there were. If none of the items were above 50, it would not have come into the count. It means that the count would have stayed at 0, and it would have indicated that there were 0 items above 50. I hope this helps you in solving this question.